Everyone, in this video I'm going to discuss about the remaining basic concepts of object oriented programming. In the previous video I completed uh, encapsulation. Okay, encapsulation means what, ma? Encapsulation is nothing but binding up the data and code into a single unit, whatever the related or same type of data and code into a single unit is called encapsulation. So if you see, for example, if you take any mail or Gmail or any emails, how you will see them, how you will see them, you will have some password. You will access them using some password. If you specify the password, correct password only, you can access the whatever are their mails you got, that you can see, right? This is called encapsulation. So but based on the password, we are getting access to the data present in the Gmail, right? Okay, this we can say as this type of property is called as data abstraction, right? If we know the password, remaining nothing you want to access the remaining data present in the Gmail. Okay, so the classes which are, this is class 1, class 2, class 3, these are binded in a okay, these are binded in as single unit. Okay, these will be these classes communicate with each other. That means sending messages and receiving messages, by the messages they'll access the data and code written in that particular classes. Okay, so these during processing they access, right? This type of knowing, without knowing the access, without knowing any without knowing any uh, background, right? One more thing what we can say, we can um, okay, that's it. Here this type of accessing or referring to data during the process without knowing any background, okay, is called as data abstraction. Here we are abstracting data from one class to another class, right? So from one class to another class you can access the data which are in a single unit, you can access, right? But how? Because of using one more property which is called as inheritance, you can, this is class 1, if you take class 2, class 3, class 4, these are the classes which are having both its own properties and this property also, right? So this, from inheritance what we are able to say, here we are using this class properties for these three. That means reusability. Second one, what? Hierarchical classification. Hierarchy means what, ma? Here if you take any school, first is headmaster or principal. Yes, after the principals you will have a class teacher. Say for example, general hierarchy in a school, principal, after principal, class teacher, right? Then remaining all subject teachers you will see, right? This is the first one. This principal will have some properties, class teacher will have some properties, right? This is called actual hierarchy. Other example you can take a grandfather, father, son. This is also comes under hierarchy. So from inheritance you can see the hierarchical classification. Hierarchical classification. And this first class will be called as the main class, which is used for inheritance, and these classes sorry, these three classes can be called as derived classes. So these classes can access the data or properties or whatever there in the class 1 can access it by the three classes, by the derived three derived classes. Okay, these three will have their own properties and even the properties from class 1. This is called hierarchy, inheritance. Okay, inheritance, getting one's properties for ourselves along with ours. Okay, getting properties of ours and along with the others properties is called as inheritance. Understood? Let me write the definition. Getting properties of the higher level or main class to the lower level along with their own properties. Is called inheritance. Right? So inheritance is the main concept for reusability and hierarchical classification of data. Okay, so next one, so data abstraction, inheritance. See, one more thing from I'm having a class 1 which is having a method that is draw. Okay, and more 3 classes I took: class circle, class rectangle, class square if you take. Yes, these also using draw method. Right, this also having draw method, and this draw method is used in remaining 3 classes for the next level. Right, these are getting the draw function, but along with this draw properties, this will have its own properties, because this is used for circle, different shapes for using different shapes. So these three will have the same properties of class 1 and even their own. Okay, but what we have to observe here is the method. Here you are using a single method into different types. Okay, so existing in different ways is called polymorphism. You know, poly means many. In maths you can see polynomials, right? Polynomials means what? They'll have, from starting to one term you will have unlimited, you can have unlimited numbers, sorry, terms. Okay, so same like that, a single thing, say for example, one more example you can take, plus symbol. It is used for adding two integer values etc., and also used for concatenation. Concatenation is nothing but what, ma? Adding two strings into a single one. Adding, concatenation of strings. Adding into a single string. Okay. So plus symbol is also having, is shows the property of polymorphism. Understood? A single thing specify available in different forms is called as polymorphism. Say for example, one more generalized example, if you take milk, if you take, it becomes curd or buttermilk, right? Curd or buttermilk. From again curd or buttermilk you can take butter, cheese, ghee, right? So we can say it as, say for example, ghee, you can take ghee, cheese, butter, this all comes from this only, right? Different forms. Otherwise you can take this as, milk can be used in coffee, tea, right, milkshakes, etc. In this, milk are available, right, but in different forms. You can take this as polymorphism. Understood? So the remaining topics, more two are there. Let us discuss them in the next video. If you have any doubts, specify that in the comment section. Not only doubts, you can give suggestions and even corrections from this within this. Okay, specify that in the comment section.